Poland is the most attacked country in Europe, and we can say even generally in the whole world. Every day we're encountering Russian hybrid attacks in all matters: cyber, critical infrastructure, arsoning, spying, even simply using Ukrainians and other nationalities to carry out some activities in Poland.
Hübriidsõja puhul pole kohe võimalik aru saada, mis toimub. See näib nii-öelda tavapärase juhtumina, kuid kui ründed toimuvad eri paigus ja pidevalt, siis tekib arusaam mustrist. Teemat põhjalikult uurinud poolakas toob mõned näited ainult eelmisest nädalast.
Drones came to Poland, Russian drones, Belarusian balloons came to Poland, then hundreds of migrants from Africa and the Middle East were going through our fence, then young Ukrainians and Moldovians, or with those passports, but they could be also Russians, they're trying to destroy a train going from one city to another. Moreover, they're always trying to capture what kind of military equipment is being transported to Rzeszów and to Habiashonka, then to Ukraine. And finally, they are using the simplest method, is disinformation. Every day you can encounter in Polish social media that Ukraine is bad, Russia is good.
Sotsiaalmeedia on suurepärane vastuolude võimendaja. Veelgi enam, sealt kaudu saab levitada ka eri teooriaid kõikvõimalike juhtumite kohta. Tallinnas koos olnud ekspertide sõnul on hübriidsõja puhul üha silva torkavam meedia lugemisoskamatus. Lätis näiteks otsustati pärast Krimmi annekteerimist 2014. aastal koolides hakata seda õpetama. Tööd on siiski palju teha, sest harimist vajavad ka vanemad.
Civic education, it is like more focused on domestic politics. So I would say that we need to complement media literacy with such concept as political literacy, which means to increase general understanding of politics. And politics, again, not only domestically, but also to add international security and security policy dimension, so that young people understand threats, so that they understand potential adversaries.
Noored ei mõista kohe ohtusid, eriti kui need on lihtsasti pakendatud. On ju Eestistki käinud õpilased Venemaa laagrites lihtsalt kokku saamas teiste noortega.
Those programs are working with young people, teaching them about so-called historical truths, about Second World War, about the role of Soviet army bringing freedom to Europe. I come from Czech Republic, and also Soviet army is blamed for occupation of Czechoslovakia after the Second World War. So there is another dark side of this, and they don't mention it even in countries like Czechoslovakia, like Czechia and Slovakia, where we all know these historical truths. But young people, they don't remember it, or they don't read a lot about this history.
Venemaa kasutab mõjutustegevusteks miljoneid eurosid, eelarve kasvas ka sel aastal. Venemaal on üks mõjutusvahend veel, õigeusu kirik. Moldova valimiste eel käisid õigeusu preestrid Moskvas suhteid värskendamas ja pärast rääkisid moldovlastele, kui hea ja tubli on Venemaa. Vene õigeusu kirikut uuriv Patrik Oksanen toob näite oma koduriigist Rootsist, kui Stockholmist läänes ehitati sõjalise lennuvälja lähedale üks 100-liikmelise õigeusu koguduse poolest 3 miljonit eurot maksnud uus kirik.
It was financed by a church fund set up by Rosatom, the Russian atomic energy company that also produces the Russian nuclear weapons. And the decision there was taken on central level in Moscow. And the local priest, he was at the same time the CEO of a Russian-owned company convicted for fraudulent bookkeeping, and afterwards also receiving a medal of thank you from the SVR. And the building constructor, Estonian, with a background in criminal activities, in connections with Russians.
Kui vaenlane tuleb üle piiri, on selge, et haarad relva ja astud vastu, aga kui tegemist on hübriidsõjaga, siis kuidas on võimalik väärtuste kokkupõrkes üldse kellegagi võidelda?
There will always be capabilities of hybrid tactics and operations. The question is the will to do it, the will to behave like that. And I think that the critical question is, what is accepted? And if you want to be amongst civilized nations and states, you better behave. You should think what is accepted in terms of behavior.
Lääneriigid on seni otsustanud mitte Venemaad rünnata, kuigi üha rohkem kõlab hääli, et tegelikult tuleks kurjategija vastu kasutada tema relva. Tuumariigid sellesse ei usu.
Brussels and also all NATO countries must understand that Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, Poland, Romania, and now also Finland and Sweden were encountering everyday challenges from the Russian and Belarusian side. So they have to come here, see it, as Ursula von der Leyen saw it, that we are almost at war. It's like phase 0 of Russian military activity here in Europe. So we have to convince them to stay immune, stay allied, and react with sanctions, react with cyber attacks against Russia, and finally react with giving Ukraine weapons to attack Russia inside their territory.